Hey guys, Cody Sperber here from Clever Investor and StartClosingDeals.com, and I just wanted to shoot a quick video for you. It's that time of the month again where I wanted to talk to you about one of my deals that I just completed. I think this deal is very unique. That's why I want to highlight it here in a video. I know a lot of people who watch my videos on Facebook and on YouTube like it when I give away some free education and talk about real life deals that I'm actually doing right now. So I'm going to talk about a wholesale flip. I didn't put any of my own money, none of my own credit. I was able to flip a house in probably 12 or 13 business days total. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you this check. I'm actually on my way to the bank right now. Let's see if you can see this check, okay, for $15,084.30. Okay, so how would you like to make $15,000? I worked for maybe 5 hours, maybe 6 hours total on this deal. None of my own money, none of my own credit. I'm going to show you how I did it right here. All right. So, motivated seller contacts me off of my online marketing. Okay, I use the mobile marketing machine to generate my squeeze pages, and it integrates mobile marketing and all my web pages and everything into one easy-to-use system. I developed the system, not promoting it here right now, but that's what I use to generate the leads. Motivated seller contacted me, said, my parents passed away in this property. It's a little junker in Phoenix. We live outside of the state. We've been kind of paying the taxes and stuff on this property for the last, couple years, and it's time to just sell it and get rid of it. I need the money. And I said, great, give me the address. I ran my numbers. I got some information. I said, what would be the lowest price you would take? He said $30,000. I said, okay, let me go take a look at the property. He had a neighbor go hide the key at the property. I show up over there, take a look at it, and the house is just pretty much destroyed. And the reason I like this property, though, it was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath in a working-class neighborhood in Phoenix. So after doing my walkthrough, I called the guy back and I said, listen, there's a ton of inventory down here, tons of foreclosures. How bad do you need money? He said, I need money pretty bad. And I said, great, I'll pay you $10,000. Thinking there's no way he'll accept $10,000. I just plucked from the air or pulled from my where this $10,000 number, thinking that it's a starting point. I can't go wrong if the guy comes back at 20 or 15,000 or 18,000 or even 23,000. I thought he would come back at some reasonable number. The guy says, sure, great. How fast can you wire me the money? I'm like, tomorrow, I'll get you the money as fast as possible. Just, let me get paperwork over to you. So I send over paperwork to this guy, and he lets me know that he has a brother. And I'm like, okay. So I had to get the brother to sign paperwork. Well, the brother lives in another state. So I hurry up and I send paperwork over to the brother, and the brother signs the paperwork. So now I got two identical contracts signed by the two different brothers stating that I'm going to buy this property for $10,000. My biggest problem is because I was moving quickly, I ended up having, it almost looked, as far as the paperwork, that I was buying this brother's $10,000 interest for $10,000 and this other brother's interest for $10,000 for a total purchase of $20,000. Now, the reason I hurried up and sent that paperwork so quickly is because I wanted to lock down this deal. Once you get somebody on the line that says they're going to take a $10,000 offer for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house that's probably worth about $30,000 to $40,000 retail, you want to hurry up and lock that down. And I wasn't the only website that he submitted his lead to, so I was in a hurry to lock this property up. Okay. Once you lock it up using, once you get it under contract, you have what's called equitable interest in the property. That gives you the ability to remarket the property. So as a wholesaler, once you control the real estate from the paperwork side of things, you don't even have to fund and record it. You're still able to go out there and market the property for a higher price and sell it. Okay. That's wholesaling 101. So I send out an addendum to both brothers. They sign it. The addendum basically says, I'm not buying it for $20,000. I'm buying it for $10,000 total. And then I go to escrow, and I open up escrow, and my title officer tells me, hey, there's another problem. The parents, when they passed away, never really went through probate correctly. So do the brothers have some sort of paperwork or power of attorney or something that says that they have the right to sell the property to you? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'll ask. So I ask, and they don't have anything. They're like, our parents were poor. We're pretty poor. We don't have anything. So I said, okay. And I immediately start calling around the local Phoenix market to find a probate attorney. I found an amazing attorney through a referral, contacted him, and I said, look, what's going on? How do I get them as fast as possible to have the right to sell me the property? He said, I need you to look up how the mother and father took record? Was it tenants in common or joint tenancy? So I went back to the public records and I looked that up. And in this particular case, I believe it was tenants in common with rights of survivorship or something like that. So, and that's not really that important for this, but that was one of the things he asked. And the other thing he asked was, do you have copies of the certified death certificate? So I got back on the phone with the brothers, got the certified death certificates, sent it over to the attorney, and for $1,000, he filed all the paperwork that was going to be necessary to give the brothers the right to sell the property. They now own the property. So that whole process took about 5 or 6 or 7 days to get all that paperwork overnighted back to us, the death certificates, everything, and filed and recorded. It took about 5 to 6 business days. So once that was done, I now had the ability to close on the deal. While this was all going on, I used my mobile marketing machine to communicate with my buyers list that I had this hot new property for sale, and I put it out for $25,000, all right? Within 5 minutes, I'm not exaggerating, 5 minutes later, after sending out the text message saying that I got this hot new deal, I had a phone call, okay? Now this guy named Patrick gave me a call and said, I'll take the deal down, tell me what I need to do. And I said, well, as a wholesaler, I always like to control my own paperwork because I don't want anybody else slipping in anything that gives them the ability to back out of a contract, right? So I like to control the paperwork. So I drew up the paperwork between me and Patrick's company, and it was the basic terms were $25,000 cash or hard money only, $2,500 non-refundable earnest deposit, due immediately into escrow and pre-release to me, and on top of that, 10-day close or less, 10-day business close or less, all right? So with that being said, I now have it under contract with Patrick, and I go and open up another escrow at the same title company. So I have one escrow open with me and the the original seller, and I open up another escrow with me and Patrick's company for the flip, okay? So 2 transactions at the same title company, all right? So with that being said, Patrick went off and told another investor about this deal. The other investor put it under contract from Patrick's company for $34,900, okay? So 3 flips on this one house. I bought it for 10, sold it for 25. He bought it for 25, sold it for $34,900, okay? That end investor was a cash buyer as well. So we did a simultaneous closing 3 times, okay? I made my $15,000. Patrick made his almost $10,000, and that end investor got the property doing a simultaneous closing for about $34,900, all right? So it's still a good deal for that guy because $34,900, you can't really find 4-bedroom, 2-bath houses in that area. It's very competitive right now. All the low-income stuff is very competitive here in the Phoenix market. So he is happy as can be because there was no competition. He didn't have to go down to the auctions and bid against a bunch of people. He got a deal that was kind of a pocket deal directly for him. So that's wholesaling 101. The only thing, in order to do that simultaneous closing, the title company sends out some addendums that alert everybody in the transaction that we are using the funds from the end buyer to flow through these different escrows to fund the original purchase from the motivated seller. So if you are talking to your title officer or your real estate attorney that helps you with your closings, make sure they understand the simultaneous closing concept, because if you want to wholesale for quick cash, that's the fastest way to do it, all right? Whenever you make, the rule of thumb is this, whenever you do a wholesale transaction, and you're making less than $5,000, you, the wholesaler, you're making less than $5,000, it's okay to assign. It's cheaper that way to just assign your contract on to the end buyer. They're going to see what you're making. There's not another closing, so the title fees are less, or the closing costs are a lot less. But if you're making more than $5,000, it's a good practice to go ahead and set up a double close, or a triple close in this case. All right, that way nobody in the transaction sees what you make. All right, Patrick didn't know what I was making unless he told me, or I told him, which we did. We talked back and forth, and we were pretty open with each other. But if I didn't want him to know, he would have never known what I made. I would have never known what he made. The end investor would have never known what either one of us made. Okay, that's the benefit of a double or triple or whatever many closing, simultaneous closing, because nobody finds out what you make. The downside is it costs more because there are multiple closings going on, so multiple sets of closing costs. All right, I'm done talking. I'm tired. I'm going to go cash my check. I'm going to go work out at the gym and enjoy the rest of my day floating in my pool. So that's it. Wholesaling 101. This is Cody Sperber from Clever Investor. If you want to learn more about real estate investing, you want to get involved in today's market right now, there's a ton of opportunity. You want to get involved and you want to learn some more for free, check out my website, startclosingdeals.com. Download my 7 free training videos. You'll be glad you did. I give you the goods in this stuff, so I don't hold anything back. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you guys real soon.